All right, all right, all right. Now, I've promised to do this for a while, and I'm just getting to it. So, if I had promised to do your chart in a video, and I have not, please email me. I think I got 5 charts here, which is the number that I wanted to do. Um, Hopefully you recognize your chart because I'm not going to give name. I'm not going to put names to it. I do believe all these particular people are males. So there's that. So I'm just going to read the chart naked as a chart. Hopefully you get some insight from it. I don't want to give up too much away because I don't want to give up people's personal information. So with that, let's get into this. Okay, the way I do charts, and this is just my particular way of reading astrological charts. There's all kinds of ways to do it. It's just to me, it's a snapshot of your psyche, and that's the way I do it. And so far, people have taken to it and found insight from it. So if you do, good on you. If you don't, I'm sorry, because it's just the way I'm doing it. I'm not an expert. So I'm just giving you my insight on how I read it, the stuff that I've done for myself and friends and family. So, all right. Um, there's 3 parts. There's 3 main parts to a chart, and there's 3 main parts to your psyche. Okay, your mask. Your ego or yourself. Call that the self. Your sense of self is your sun. And your feelings or your shadow is your moon, which is your shadow or your feelings. So, sun, let me change the color of this. So, sun, rising sign, sun, moon. All right? Those are the 3 main parts of your chart or your ego. This is Jungian psychology. Okay, this is Jungian psychology used to interpret a chart. What a novel concept, huh? Your outer world, which is your mask, which is really your persona. Your ego and your inner self is your sun. And your shadow world, which is your moon, that's where your inner animus and anima, or the opposite selves, or actually exist. All this stuff, you see all this stuff right here? See all that stuff right here? All this stuff right here is part of your shadow. They come up through feelings. Okay? That is determined by your moon. So this your mask is your rising. Your ego is your sun. The shadow is your moon. All right? Get it? Got it? Good. Your moon is your inner world. All right. First chart. First thing we're looking at is for the mask, right? For the mask, we should do that with an M. This person's mask or ascendant is in what? It's in Virgo. So a person's mask is in Virgo, they're going to appear laid back. They will appear laid back. So to everybody else, to their mask, how they interface with the world, their appearance is to be laid back. Where's their sun? This person's sun is probably, since it's actually on the cusp between Leo and Virgo. The weight of it would tend for them to be what? More laid back, because they have what? They have what? Saturn. You got to remember, Saturn is the ruler. Saturn is the ruler. So when you see Saturn sets your boundary. So that's the ruler. So Saturn is the taskmaster. So I would say that sun probably will go with the Virgo. So this person, mask and his ego or his sense of self are the same. So he is as he appears. So that's 1, 2, 3. And so next thing we're gonna do is look for the moon. We're gonna try to go through this. We got a lot of as fast as possible. Where's this person's moon? Okay, there's the moon. Now the moon is, I do believe that is Taurus. Your moon's in Taurus. So, person's laid back, a laid back Virgo, moon's in Taurus. These are two earth signs, okay? It's one thing about Virgos are actually Taurus is light. So this particular person has habits that they cling to, they stick to, that they love. So this person has a routine that they stick to, and it's very difficult for this person to get out of their routine. There's certain things that they do that they like, certain people that they like, certain foods that they like, certain people they like to be around, and it's very difficult to move this person from one thing to the next. So this person will probably, I'm not saying absolutely, will probably not be an adventurous person. You'll probably not be an adventurous person. So that's the initial breakdown of the chart. This person's psyche. Other things people like me to go over is who you're attracted to, and that's in house number 5 right here. House number 5 says you're equally split between Aquarius and Capricorn. And since there's no planets in Aquarius or Capricorn, it could be either, but it's mostly weighted toward Capricorn, which is another earth sign. So more than likely, you like Capricorns, and you probably like bossy women. Since you're easygoing, you probably tend to like, I wouldn't say dominating women, but women who are a little bit more motherly, a little bit more bossy. They're a little bit more naggy. But the thing is, since you're laid back, you can accept it. Since this guy is a male, I do believe you can accept that. So let me look at my house chart, and I'll be right back. Since this is not a complete picture, I'm just gonna go to the houses. I'm gonna go to the houses where the planets are. Okay. The second thing is seventh house. Seventh house is the people that are attracted to you. Now, the people that attract women that are probably attracted to this particular person are probably going to be Pisces, because that's where seventh house is. This is seventh house of marriage. So the women that are attracted to you are probably going to be Pisces. The women that you tend to rock with could be your mother, could be your sister, could be the women that you like, that you want to be around, or probably Capricorns. The women that are attracted to you are probably Pisces, which is water. Since you're probably stable, Pisces tend to like people that are stable. So there's that. You have your Jupiter in your 11th house in Cancer. Now your group organizations are in your 11th house, and I would say your field of study, or who you organize with, the people you like to be around, probably even the job that you like, is probably around people. Because if you're in Cancer in the 11th house, you probably want to be around people, because people are attracted to you. It's probably a caring profession or something similar. You have Mercury and your sun on the cusp of Leo, and that is your 12th house. So you have expansive, esoteric thoughts, because Mercury is about thought, about quick thinking. And if your sun's on the cusp right next to Mercury, then you will lean toward being an old soul, esoteric thoughts, esoteric religions, that kind of stuff. You would do better to lean towards that, because that's in your 12th house. That's where your mind is, broader thinking. So those are the houses that I would particularly see. Let's look at your 4th house. Your 4th house is Sagittarius. And what's the planet? I believe that's Uranus. I do believe that's Uranus. Hold on. Yeah, that's actually Neptune. Neptune rules expansive thinking, or water, which is what rules Pisces. And that's in your 4th house, which is in Capricorn, and which is in Sagittarius. So basically Sagittarius is actually the archer, or believing that you're right, you're forthright in your thoughts. If you have your 4th house is where it's probably where your mission is. So you're very, very, how can I say? You're very, very firm in the belief about your family. If your 4th house is in Sagittarius, you have a very particular view of how you want to run your family, or your personal dealings with people. And that would go along with this up here, which is Cancer. That means you basically rule your family with emotions. More than like, even though you're laid back, the thing is, this probably would say that you you inject because you think you're right into your family ties or your family relationships, thinking that you're right, and you I wouldn't say think that you feel that you're right. You feel that you're right because that's about expansive emotions. So when you feel that you're right in your family, you're kind of forceful with it about your ideas. It's third house. Oh, your third house is in Scorpio. Okay. Basically, you have a lot of as far as dealing with people, you deal with people on an emotional level because that's your third house. How you communicate with people, siblings, and stuff like that through Scorpio's emotion, kind of expansive emotion, and this is how you deal with people, how you deal with your loved ones. So all this stuff is basically saying this is how this is how you deal with people, and that's all water. And I probably the perfect person for you, since that's the way you do. Even though this is what you like, probably the person for you, perfect woman for you is probably a Pisces. Believe it or not, according to this chart. But let's not spend too much on time on this. So let's go to the next chart. Start with the ascendant. I think these are the houses. The ascendant. There's the ascendant. Uh, your ascendant, your moon are all in Scorpio. Your ascendant and your moon are in Scorpio. That does help. So you're basically your feelings are on your sleeve, in a sense. When you see your moon and your ascendant in the same spot, your feelings are in your sleeve, on your sleeve. In other words, how you feel is actually written literally on your face. So how people see you is normally how you feel. Because if we see this, your ascendant right here with that moon, that is your mask and your feelings or your inner world, your shadow, actually reflecting each other. Now, which is interesting because guess what? Your sun is in Pisces, which is also water, which is also emotion. Your sun is in Pisces. This is expansive water, which is your shadow and your mask. Your sun is in Pisces. Basically, you are fairly consistent about who you are. And let me see, because houses aren't numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do believe this is 5. I do believe this is 5. One, yeah, basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is Aries. That is who you're probably attracted to, which is interesting because normally people with all this water in their sign in their chart don't do well with Aries. So who you're attracted to probably has conflict because Aries are very blunt, and normally they don't do very well with uh, Aries. So this is too much fire for this water. So it's going to be a clash. You probably do better with the women that are attracted to you because it's 5, 6, 7. which is probably Gemini's. If your sun is in Pisces, you do better with a Gemini. Geminis are a lot more understanding, of your feelings. They're a lot more flexible. Um, they excite the positive half of your ego, of your sun. They more understanding of your moon and your mass, which is Scorpio. So you would do better with a Gemini. This particular person is loaded in their first house. The first house, even though their rising sign is in Scorpio, their first house is loaded. It's absolutely loaded with Sag. A lot of Sag energy. So their self. So there's a little bit of self-righteousness in there. A little bit of self-righteousness in that first house in loaded. So this person is a little bit self-righteous. They feel that they're right because there's a lot of Sag in that first house that's dominating their first house. There's not too much in the other planets. The just to finish up, you got Mars in your ninth house, which is under Leo. So as far in your ninth house is travel, wisdom, philosophy. So basically, your expansive thinking is basically your ninth house. So your spirit of adventure is in your ninth house. So you're really adamant about having fun, about exploring that kind of stuff, because you got a Leo there, you got Aries there. So you're pretty adamant about doing that, about going out and have fun, going out and doing things. And as far as the chart, normally I would ask people questions when I'm reading the chart to see if the chart kind of reflects them. So it's kind of hard to do it off the cuff without actually talking to the person. So this is, don't take it from gospel. This is just my best guess. As far as basically school and stuff like that, that's Aquarius, and that is, what is that? That's Venus. That's something that you love to go to school, love to think, maybe even a writer, because that's Aquarians love to write. This is something that you love. So basically, see, if Venus is something that you love. So that is all I'm going to do with this one, and I hope that this helps. Kind of hard to do it without talking to people, so let's go to the next one. All right, here's the next one. This is number 3 or 4. I can't remember which one it is. Let's do this. Let's start with the sun. This person's a little easier. Okay. Your ascendant is in Pisces. Person's a Pisces. Also, their sun and their sun and Mercury, which is thought, is also there. Expansive thinking, because that's Jupiter. Expansive thinking is Jupiter. You got your Sun in Pisces. You got also got you're actually aggressive with it because there's your Aries. The Aries is aggression. So you're forthright with it. You actually pursue it. You see that, and so basically, whatever you feel that you think is right, or feel that you need to do, you're actually gonna pursue it with aggression, because that's all in your first house. So basically, there's so much in your first house. This is consumed with your own personal stuff. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 planets. You're actually loaded with Pisces, with water, with Piscean energy. Very feeling person. Very, I would say, not almost self-centered, because an extreme love of self, because that's what you got, which is also your ascendant. Your ascendant is right on in Pisces, but also the planet of your ascendant. The planet of your ascendant is actually Venus. So that means, Venus is love. Extreme love of self. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's neither good nor bad, because that's all in your first house and your 12th house. So basically, this is a transition from an old soul to a new soul. So this is almost like a rebirth. Your taskmaster is Taurus. Okay, your taskmaster is Taurus. So basically, all this stuff makes sense. Okay, what you like, what you believe, what you love, which is centered around you, and your taskmaster. Your taskmaster also is under Taurus, which is also in your first house, because it all makes sense. So you like what you're doing, you like yourself, you're into yourself, and all this stuff is weighted towards you. Where's your moon at? Your moon's in your 11th house, but your moon is under Aquarius, which is expansive feeling. So Aquarius is about thought normally, but the thing is, so basically you actually feel that that you're outside of the norm. So the stuff that you're going to do, stuff that you feel that you want to do, going to be outside of the norm. And given all this kind of stuff, you're going to be a maverick, in my opinion. Look at all this stuff, and all this stuff is basically geared towards self. All this stuff is basically geared towards self. This all geared towards self. That's yeah, geared towards self. Geared towards self. This is Mercury. Mercury. This is thought. Okay. This is thought. Which is your moon. This is thought. This is all interpersonal, which is an interesting chart. Let's get to your 5th house, which is kind of divided, but we're going to lean toward Cancers, which kind of makes sense that you would lean toward a Cancer, with somebody that Cancers are more feeling and understanding, and accepting. So that probably would fit you. So the one people that you're attracted to are other people or other women that are more accepting and feeling and understanding. That would probably be a Cancer, which probably makes sense. Who is attracted to you is Libras, which also kind of makes sense. Libras are more into their heads. That would fit this Aquarian thinking up here, and also this Mercury down here, which is thought. So the women that are attracted to you, people are attracted. They're attracted to this, attracted to what you think and how you think, which is probably the positive side of your fish. But anyway, that's what I'll get out of that chart. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm getting a lot of Pisces. But anyway, all right. This is. Hope you guys know your charts, okay? Because I'm not giving names. This particular man is a Pisces. Sun is in Pisces. So that's his inner self or his ego. His rising sign looks like his rising sign's right on the cusp. If his rising sign's on the cusp, I'm going to give his rising sign also to a Pisces. So this person is who he is. He is who he thinks he is. So the people see him as who he really is inside. Where's his moon? His moon is in Libra. So Libras are judgmental. So he tends to want to. Libras are judgmental. Libras want to feel that they're right, and Libras are basically react better to fairness. So basically, if they feel like they're treated unfairly, there's a difference because this is a moon. So if this person feels that they're treated unfairly, they'll react, but they tend to work toward justice or balance or fairness. And Libras tend to want to be in equilibrium. I can't see the houses on this one for whatever reason. The houses are not delineated, so I really can't tell where the houses are on this. So I'm gonna have to apologize to that. I can't quite see where the houses are because they're not delineated in this chart. Perhaps, nope, can't see it. Can't see where the houses are, so I can't give you help on the houses. I can give you a guess as far as where the chart should be. This should be your fifth house right here. So who you are attracted to would be Leos, which somebody that's more outward and more outgoing and more fun-loving. Who's attracted to you would be where your moon is, which is Libras, which would make sense. That's what I'm looking at. This should be your fifth. This should be your seventh. Eighth house is normally where your focus is, like money, your sexual appetite, that kind of stuff, which is Scorpio, and also Aries. So basically, normally when I see this in the eighth house, This is basically eighth house is usually your house of money, where what you pursue as far as how you make your money. Interesting. Um, you're an old soul because your sun is in the 12th house, which is Pisces. So basically, if your sun is in your 12th house, that's Piscean, which is the house of religion, expansive religion. I wouldn't say that you're a Christian, but the thing is, you might be Christian leaning, according to this. This is that's the questions that I would ask. That's the questions that I would ask. Since I can't really tell the houses in this one, I can't really give you a whole lot of help with this one. That is about the best that I can do. Your Saturn is in Taurus. So you're basically bound by the things that you like. So you're bound by your passions. Interesting stuff. And your ruling planet is in Sag, which means that the thought the mean which probably probably the feeling that you're right, or the feeling that you're right actually goes with this up here, because your ruling planet is in Sag, and I do believe that's your 9th house. Yeah, things you like to explore is up in your 9th house, but those two things go together. Anyway, that's enough of this one. Can't help them too much because your houses are not in this one. Please. Okay. And this brother, and we're gonna go by the mask. His mask, or how people see him, is in Cancer. So they see him as a fatherly figure, a friendly figure, a welcoming figure. His moon is also in Cancer, so he wears his emotions on his sleeve. See these, when you see the ascendant and the moon together, that person's gonna wear their feelings on his sleeve. If you see the sun and the ascendant together, that person is who they think they are inside. Now, who the person is inside, who he thinks that he is a Aries. So he thinks of himself basically, Aries can be arrogant. So inside, he's a cock of the walk. Trust and believe. He's a cock of the walk. He's a superhero in his head. He's the way he thinks. He's faithful. He's blunt. He's gonna be blunt because he's an Aries. That's gonna come out. It's softened by this. It's softened by the Cancer, because some of that water actually softens some of that fire. But inside, yeah, he can be a bit of an asshole sometimes, but it's also softened by that Cancer. Let's see what else is in here since we have his houses. His ascendant is there, but the thing is, his feeling, or his heart. He has a old heart. He has the feel of an old man, because his feelings are in his 12th house under Cancer, which dominates feeling. And see what else we got. The 5th house, according to this, 5th house says you should be attracted to Scorpios. So fifth house says Scorpios, and if he's attracted to them, he likes freaky women, sexually liberated women. Now seventh house is who is attracted to him, which are Capricorns, bossy chicks. And I think that he asked me a particular question because his fifth house is also split between that and Sagittarius. For whatever reason, you like freaky women, which is Scorpios, but also you're attracted also Sagittarius. Now, make that make sense to me. Bossy women are attracted to you. You're attracted to freaky women, and because your fifth house is actually split. Now this is yeah, fifth house is split. You got all this in your fourth house, all these planets, which is under Libra. Oh, yep, makes sense. This is your ruling planet, which is in your fourth house under Libra. You like basically you judge and you like balance in your home, in your family, because you got all these planets. You got Aries, you got the ruler, which is the designator or the boundary, which is Saturn. Expansive thinking, which is Pluto, which is expansive feeling, which is Pluto, all in your fourth house. Fourth house is home, roots, family, and self-care. Okay, this is what you protect. This is what you bound by or focus on. This is where your heart is. All that stuff makes sense as far as family is concerned. You're very, very family oriented, very extremely family oriented. As far as your profession and stuff like that, it really doesn't. I don't really see a whole lot. As far as like sex and money, you have the Venus is something that you love. Expansive thoughts, expansive careers, that kind of stuff. It focuses on that you need to do something outside of the mundane as far as making your money. That's probably make you more happy, as far as I can see. Your sun is in, I do believe, your ninth house. I'm looking at that. Yeah, I think your sun is in your ninth house. I believe it eight, the 10th house. Yeah, your career. Um, yeah, you're where you're supposed to be as far as your career. Aries. Um, yeah, Aries is usually it makes sense. Military and police officer. So basically, your career is right there, and your chart kind of reflects it. That's basically you've done who you're supposed to be. Yeah. So if you're in military or you're in law enforcement or something like that, because those are aggressive professions, you are where you're supposed to be. So your chart, if that is who you are and where you are, even your mind, where it's supposed to be, which is where where your Mercury is, your thinking is all focused towards this. So if you're in law enforcement or military or something similar that are aggressive careers, then yeah, you're where you're supposed to be, in my honest assessment. All right, I think that is the last chart. If I promised to do yours on this one and I didn't get you because I was only going to do 5 charts and I did 5 charts, Hope this helps. This is I'm not an expert. I'm saying I'm not expert. I'm giving you my personal observations over about 25 years of doing this shit and looking at people. And this is just my insight on your chart. Mileage may vary. Normally, when I do this kind of stuff, I actually talk to the person so the person can find themselves, because only you know whether this chart actually reflects you. Normally, the chart tells you what you're born with, and all kinds of stuff can actually affect it. And I was actually saying this with a fitness mom, because she was asking me a certain question, and a lot of stuff that she was asking me didn't reflect it in her chart, but it had something to do with the way she was raised and her environment that actually answered the question. Because also your needs, or what your needs that reflect come from your environment, will determine, say, what kind of person that you're attracted to, who's your imprint, what kind of person that you need in your life. Then you can actually go back and figure out who you are, how you were raised, and pick a particular kind of personality to actually enhance your life. So basically, this is just one tool. It's not the end all be all. This is not the last word. This is just one tool for your inside of your psyche. And hopefully, if you look at it, you can find out what's true or what's not true for you, and actually find out where your strengths and your weak points are, and actually work on them. So that's all I got. I know it's been long overdue. I probably owe some people some more charts. But got to remember, free advice. Take it with a grain of salt, and take it for what it's worth. Anyway, y'all, with that, I'm out of here. This is BGS out, and I hope this helps you guys. Peace.